What if I told you that almost every goal you've ever had, from getting fit to making more money, from improving relationships to becoming more focused, could be dramatically easier if you mastered just one skill? Not 5 skills, not 10, just one. A skill so powerful, it silently shapes your habits, your mindset, your outcomes, and even how others perceive you. A skill that determines whether you live by intention or by reaction. That skill is self-discipline. And if you master it, everything else in life becomes simpler, not easy, but simpler. And most importantly, how you can build and strengthen it, even if you've struggled in the past. In a world flooded with shortcuts, distractions, and quick fixes, self-discipline is the quiet, unshakable foundation behind lasting success. Today, we're going to unpack why self-discipline is the master key, how it influences every area of your life. It's not about perfection or rigid routines or denying yourself joy. That's a myth. At its core, self-discipline is about alignment. This could be the turning point you've been waiting for. Let's dive in. First, let's get one thing straight. Self-discipline is not about punishing yourself. It's the ability to make choices today that serve the future you. When you think about it that way, it's not harsh, it's empowering. Because the truth is, we're all making trades every day. It's about making the better choice when you're tired, stressed, or tempted. That's discipline. That takes discipline too. The discipline to listen instead of react. To speak with kindness even when you're frustrated. To invest instead of impulse buy. To build something slowly instead of jumping from shiny object to shiny object. To make time and effort when it would be easier to scroll or withdraw. You become the kind of person who follows through, who resists the quick win, who keeps promises to others, and more importantly, to yourself. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you're still trading. The only question is, are you trading up or trading down? Mastering self-discipline means you start making smarter trades. And like any skill, the more you work it, the stronger it gets. That's not about finding the perfect workout, it's about showing up consistently, even when you don't feel like it. You need to get clear on what you actually want and why. Instead of, I want to be more focused, say, I will work on deep projects for 90 minutes each morning with no distractions. That why is your anchor. When discipline gets hard, and it will get hard, your reason has to be stronger than your excuses. That's discipline. If you see yourself as someone who's lazy or inconsistent, you'll unconsciously act in alignment with that belief. And once you do, life begins to shift. Let's look at how self-discipline quietly shows up behind the scenes in every area of life. Start with health. Want to get in shape? Want to eat better? It's not about knowing what to eat. Most people already know. Move to relationships. You want deeper connections. Now think about career and financial success. Reaching those levels doesn't happen just from talent. It's the discipline to learn when others relax. And here's the magic. Once you build discipline in one area, it starts to leak into others. That's the compound effect. So the question becomes, how do you actually build self-discipline? Because if it were easy, everyone would do it. The good news is, self-discipline is not a talent. It's a trainable skill. It starts with clarity. You can't have discipline without direction. Vague goals lead to vague effort. So, instead of saying, I want to get in shape, get specific. I want to run a 5K in 3 months. Clarity gives discipline a target. Next comes identity. People think discipline is just about willpower, but willpower is limited. Identity is deeper. Change the story. Start telling yourself, I am the kind of person who follows through. Even if it feels fake at first, say it. Act on it. Every time you do, you collect evidence, and those small wins start stacking up into a new self-image. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So let's talk about systems. Discipline is much easier when you set yourself up for success. Remove friction. Want to go to the gym in the morning? Lay your clothes out the night before. Want to read more? Put the book on your pillow. Make the right choice, the easy choice. Then, reduce the number of decisions you have to make. Decision fatigue is real. The more choices you have to make, the more your discipline wears down. That's why routines are powerful. They eliminate the need for constant decision-making and protect your willpower for when you really need it. Now, let us address one of the most important parts of discipline: doing it when you feel like it. This is the part where most people fall off. They wait to feel motivated. But motivation is inconsistent. It comes and goes. Discipline is doing it anyway. If you can't write for an hour, write for 5 minutes. If you can't work out for 45 minutes, do 10 push-ups. Discipline isn't about never slipping. It's about recovering fast. Don't let a bad day become a bad week. Don't let a mistake become your identity. The point isn't to crush it, to keep the promise. So here's a tip. Lower the bar, but raise the consistency. Don't aim to be perfect every day. Aim to show up every day. Because the real goal isn't the task, it's building the identity of someone who follows through. You're not stuck in patterns that sabotage your potential. There will be days you fail. It's okay. To grow your energy, your peace. Remove friction. Lower the bar. Show up every day. Track the wins. And watch how that one shift begins to ripple into everything else. It removes the constant stress of indecision. To lead, to love, to live with intention. Be firm with your standards and gentle with yourself. If this video gave you clarity or motivation, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's ready to level up. Celebrate your wins, too. Every time you make a disciplined choice, acknowledge it. You'll look back and realize that what once felt impossible now feels inevitable. You're wiring your brain to crave that integrity. And over time, you start wanting to do the hard thing because you know how good it feels on the other side. You start to realize something powerful. The pain of discipline is temporary. The pain of regret lasts much longer. And that brings us to the deeper truth behind all of this. Self-discipline isn't just about achieving more. It's about becoming more. It's about becoming someone you respect, someone others trust, someone who moves with purpose instead of being pulled by impulse. It's about freedom. Because when you have discipline, you're not a slave to your mood. You're not controlled by your phone. You become free to create. That's why discipline is the skill that makes everything else easier. It unlocks consistency. It builds momentum. It protects your time. Most importantly, it puts you back in the driver's seat of your life. So here's your challenge. Start small. Pick one area of your life where you want to be more disciplined. Set a clear, specific goal. Build a simple system. Mastering self-discipline won't always be fun, but it will always be worth it. And once you do, that's the power of mastering this one skill. Thanks for watching. This is Mindset Horizon, where we don't just chase success, we build it. One mindset shift at a time.